Yeah, I think you did say unprofessional.
No,
you didn't say unprofessional.
Yeah, you threw a few like resume words in there.
You said unprofessional.
Yeah.
You said that Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are the worst quarterbacks to ever play football.
You're asking Lamar Jackson to beat Patrick Mahomes, but they really asked him to beat him. You don't throw the ball that many times. You don't ask him to drop back and just pick apart the defense.
The biggest thing they did besides...
Hey everybody, welcome back to Guys on Sports.
Oh, we're really doing it again.
Yeah, we are.
We've got a full show for you. The breath is hot here.
Would you guys make fun of a dying child? Because I was sick.
Are you a dying child?
To be fair to you, you had just walked to the restroom and back, and then you did the podcast.
Damn, that is tough.
So,
Right.
Well, that's a callback. Go check out last week's Guys on Sports where we talked about playoff stuff and talked fantasy because that's what we do. And spoiler alert, we're going to be doing that as well. We're going to be going over just general playoff recap. We're going to be talking about the Super Bowl, obviously, our thoughts. We've got opinions. You're going to hear them talking more fantasy because that's what we do.
Said that?
That sounded aggressive. We got opinions, and you're going to hear them.
And you're going to hear them, damn it.
You're going to hear what we have to say.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Feels good to be back in studio for me.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
Hey, you're being a little weird.
Get my sea legs
He's been
back,
a little awkward.
Yeah, maybe I'm a little awkward. Huh?
You're blushing
I
a
don't
little
think he's
bit.
awkward. I think he's matured in his absence.
Well, I don't think so.
Like he's, you know,
Why?
maybe
What do you mean,
become a man.
physically?
Maybe
Physically?
like dematured.
become a man.
Dematured?
You like how he
that a
looks,
word?
is
I
what
don't
you're
know.
saying?
I don't think it is.
Dematured is not immatured.
Decrease the mature.
Your maturity went down.
This is going well.
Demature.
I don't think that's a thing.
TikTok.
There you go.
Time to check my social media, yeah. To see who loves me online.
Take. We got a few funny ones.
I bet we do.
we did.
I don't know if we need to explain. Maybe we should.
I was breathing heavy into the mic.
Breeding or breathing?
No, breathing.
Breeding is crazy.
All right?
Breeding heavy is
Probably
crazy.
breeding heavy.
Well,
You don't do it here.
all right,
You're
so
on
you know
Rocky's
what?
side over there.
Here we go. It's early in the show, but we're going to make fun of how I talk now. Okay? I walk off the set. Here with the
man.
3 fucking squares in the world.
Just like that.
Oh, you're square.
Oh, I'm not.
We look like Pokemon evolution.
Yeah, we kind of do.
Charmander.
Yeah, that makes sense.
all right.
Except for Charmeleon's taller than Charizard. Pokemon
Yeah.
reference. Yeah. So you were breathing hard, as some would say. So
Heavy.
these comments,
Heavy breathing.
These comments, I'm just gonna rip them off because there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
we
just
went 3, huh?
We're just gonna get them
Can
out
I
of the
do
way.
a tribute to Phil while we do this?
I'd love to see, I want
a
to see this type of enthusiasm
just-
for when you guys. But go ahead.
When you're ready, you can start reading. I'll do my tribute.
All right. At Idiocracy 212 said, I think someone. Wait, I'm stupid because that is not from that clip.
Okay.
I have a clip with another comment that we'll get to later. I'm sorry. I totally fucked that up.
Ruin my tribute.
All right, let's do it again. Take 2. At Mikey Rocks 981 said, someone get this dude an inhaler.
Never had.
Someone-
I don't think we should be making fun of those.
Someone said
with
asthma.
asthmatic challenges.
Yeah,
so.
and that's exactly why we're bringing this to light because
Yeah.
it's not cool to make fun of people with asthma.
Don't be a bully.
Yeah, don't be an ass.
Don't make fun
I
of
think
people with
everything
that.
about
no.
this show,
Yeah.
we do not bully each
I
other.
was
we
breathing
don't
heavy
bully.
all on
we
my
don't
own.
bully. All we do is we talk about what happened and make tributes to it.
Yeah. Second one is from Instagram. Josh Maxwell actually sent a DM to our own
Oh my
Rocky.
God. He sent the DM.
Someone
did.
DM'd him
He
Slid
slid into
into
the
my-
DMs.
and said, who's breathing so heavy with the upside down smiley face and the gas emoji?
It's weird.
Puff emoji.
Why would he send a DM?
And Rocky did not respond.
No, I did
Oh,
respond,
wow.
actually.
Oh, I
You
don't
did
have that on
respond.
He
He
did,
did
and
respond,
I 100% threw him under the bus and said, Phil's got problems.
there.
It's
Dang.
nice.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's okay.
The last and final comment, it's not all about Phil.
should
This
be.
one's at Idiocracy 212 about Rocky saying that the Bills-Chiefs playoff matchup was pretty sloppy, unprofessional,
Well, unprofessional strong.
a little...
Yeah, and I said messy. It was messy.
Did you say? I think you did say unprofessional.
No, you-
No,
You
no.
didn't say
Yeah,
unprofessional.
you threw a few like resume words in there, like
very,
anti-resume.
I think
Very Karen of you.
Maybe I did. We'll have to double check.
Now, I never
We don't have to.
in my
We
life
know.
saw this.
Such a
I
non-professional.
know I
Yeah.
said sloppy. I know
I
I
just
said
You
didn't
didn't say
messy.
sloppy. You said unprofessional.
Yeah.
You said that Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are the worst quarterbacks to ever play football.
You asked
Yeah,
to
that
speak to their
sounds a lot
GMs.
like me,
Yeah.
except for I would intersperse Tom Brady in that.
Something about how DeMar Hamlin doesn't deserve comeback player of the year, or something like that.
Well,
Well,
he
you know what,
doesn't.
that- yeah,
he
that is-
doesn't deserve
He said
comeback player of the
something
year.
like that.
Baker.
He just lived.
Baker probably deserves it more.
He just lived.
They said at Idiocracy 212 said, I think
mean,
someone's
that's what he
drinking.
did.
All he did was survive.
Made like 3 tackles.
Come on, make a play.
Rose from the dead.
They should name the comeback player of the year award after him, maybe,
That's a good. That's actually
instead
that,
of
Who
giving
shoulda
him the
got it?
award.
Who shoulda got
That's
the
the
award?
compromise.
Probably Baker.
Baker or Flacco, I think. One of those.
Flacco
Baker.
wasn't long enough.
Did anyone come off injury and do something good?
Not really.
I mean,
Brees?
Flacco came off the couch.
Brees Hall?
yeah,
Okay, I
no,
heard
but
Breeze, and I was like, no, Drew Brees is still retired.
no, I think Mayfield
His
takes
hairline
it.
made a comeback. I don't know. He like finished playing football and Drew Brees had no hair.
Yeah,
Yep.
now
And
he's
then
got
he's
a
in the
healthy
booth
mane.
and-
Those are implants, son.
Yeah, no,
They have
his,
to be.
it made a comeback.
But I
That's-
wonder
yeah.
why he would wait. Oh, you know what? He's getting ready for the TV gig.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That's what it is.
You might be onto something.
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah,
Proud of
you're
you.
paying attention, huh?
Yeah, but that person
very
said that
professional
you're,
of you.
drinking too much haterade. That's what they said.
Well, he's probably a Buffalo fan who
Yeah.
is used to defeat, much like the Browns. But that game was sloppy,
job.
and I
Proud of
think
you.
it was.
Yeah, but at
sloppy.
least they get to the conference championship sometime.
They've been to a Super Bowl.
we've been to
They've been to 4 in a row, actually.
They didn't win any, but
Yeah. You guys have been to a conference championship.
a lot. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
90s. It's
that's
been a while.
cool.
You were still
That's not
young
bad.
back then.
It's been a while. Yeah,
That's
it was
cool.
living my best life.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was.
There
I
was
would
a,
love to see you in your heyday.
Oh, I was freaking majestic.
I could barely
that sounds
picture
keyword
it.
was.
Could barely picture it.
was.
melancholy.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, listen, you're going to be here someday, and you're going to be melancholy
Yeah.
about the good old.
Hopefully you'll be there.
It might already be there.
Yes.
Zaddy's faded into the distance.
Yeah, you probably did. You probably had a couple weeks, 15, maybe right before you turned 16, where that was the heyday of Zaddy.
Zaddy?
Nah, that's too young.
Zaddy wasn't a thing.
Zaddy
it?
was like
That was-
16.
Zaddy
18.
wasn't. Was it a
16
thing?
18.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
was it like
That's his
one
alter
person?
ego, the
Oh, okay.
Was it
Zaddy,
one girl?
Zaddy with 2 D's,
Gotcha.
Oh,
and an I.
multiplication.
2 D's and an I.
I'm like Patrick Mahomes.
That's his favorite
Start
type
counting.
of.
Or like Klay Thompson. Start counting. Never mind. I don't know how we got here.
That's basketball.
but
Yeah,
It is. Good job.
He may be traded.
we power forward.
Probably
Thank you for not only subscribing and liking this episode, because I know you did,
Assuming you did.
but liking all our comments
It's a
and all of
stretch.
our posts on Instagram, TikTok.
Thank you for that.
Facebook, Twitter, the whole shebang. So
Ahead
at
of time.
GON Podcast, thanks for that.
Shebang.
Supports the show. The other thing that supports the show is Thrive Fantasy, who is one of our partners, and thank you, Thrive Fantasy, for sponsoring today's episode.
Indeed they
There's
are.
a lot of fun, cool things that they do with us.
Tell
the
us
first
about
thing
it.
is, if you haven't used Thrive Fantasy, promo code GUYS, or just click the link in the bio, scan the QR code on screen, and you get to benefit from a $250 instant deposit match
Yeah.
on
Wow.
your first time. It's pretty crazy.
It's big
No, it
money.
was great, and I actually increased mine to a really nice level and then lost it all.
Hey,
Wow.
That's the name of the game. You know what you should do?
What happens?
I should
If you were a new user, you could not only do the 250, but you can also take advantage of the free prop squares.
That's right.
So theoretically, if you lost money in another app, come to Thrive.
It is a theory.
Get that 250. Add like a 0.5 passing Mahomes, like 0.5 rushing CMC. They got stuff, and they got NBA too. So it's all right here. Hopefully,
And
check it out.
NBA.
It supports the show, and it supports your pockets because you're making some money. So go to do your daily fantasy through Thrive Fantasy. Without further ado, playoff stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
By
Playoff
the way,
stuff.
though, Phil is really a little bit ticked off about his betting luck.
Yeah, Mon-Ra.
Oh, Monroe St.
Yeah.
Browns.
Oh my God.
Son of a
Close.
bitch.
Yeah, we could just
So
start
close.
Oh my
man.
God.
1 yard.
Hey.
So close, man.
Lions Niners happened.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
So Lions. I don't know. I have more than one Detroit person in my life, and they were excited at halftime because they were going to the Super Bowl.
I thought they were
yes,
going to the Super Bowl
yes.
too.
Yeah.
that's.
I didn't
think
see
we
how
all
they could
thought that.
lose.
Well, they did.
So
There's a way.
I'm going to ask each of you this, and I want a very quick answer because I
excited.
think I have a different answer than all of you.
Well, that's not fair.
Oh, look, Dan Campbell has come under a lot of criticism since the end of the game about certain coaching decisions.
Yes.
What is the one thing that you think he should have changed, the one play that he
Who's
should have
first?
changed? We'll start with you, Phil. Down there.
Yeah, Phil's going to take mine.
Kick the field goal.
Yeah.
Kick the field goal?
It's the number one thing.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
so
you
you're
could-
all wrong.
Well, I think you could argue.
I still think you're wrong.
You're all wrong. So what he
Well, wait,
should,
are you
so
going to
he-
let any? I don't like how. Wait, hold on.
We
What the
can,
hell?
we can hype mentality this right now and like And
You
like,
guys are allowed to
kill-
hide mentality, but I'm going to win.
I think you could say that
I-
the previous.
Let me.
The previous.
But you
kick-
didn't let us. You know what? Go ahead. Drive your car, son.
Yeah.
I'm driving the car. Let me drive it for a minute.
Get his.
Thank you,
get
Father.
him closer.
Dang, Rocky,
No,
you just
good
let that
because
happen?
Rocky does that to me all
You
the
just let
time.
that happen?
This shit.
But not that close.
No,
Dang,
but
man.
you get
You
close.
do it. You do it right there.
You should like
So-
hook the nose
so-
on.
I'm like this.
No, you do this right in front.
talk
You don't
about-
realize over there.
We talk about
I just can't see.
we talk about kicking the field goal on 4th and 3 instead of going for it. The Lions at all seasons they went for it. They're a team that did that.
Yeah, they did.
And so they played true to who they were with that play.
Fuck that.
The play that really ended the game. They were driving down right before they
that's a
scored that
different-
touchdown. No.
different
This is
question.
the play that really ended the game for them.
Okay.
Is on 3rd down, they decided to run the ball. And with a minute left, burn one timeout.
That was bad
At that
too.
point, the game was over.
That-
At that
yeah,
point,
okay,
scoring
well,
a
that's-
touchdown didn't matter.
Can I retort?
You can retort.
Okay. So, you're right.
I know.
Okay.
And
About but
and
that's not the one you want to take back.
No, but that is the one thing I would.
even if they shouldn't have ran the ball. I totally agree. I was like, what the hell are you doing? You can't do it. But even if they don't run the ball and they score, they're still in a position where they had to kick the ball, stop them 3 times, get the ball back with how much time left? Under 2
But you
minutes.
still have a chance.
Yeah, I know, but you know what you have? You have a tie if you just kick the ball on 4th and 3.
Yeah.
You went for it on 4th down early in the quarter. I could live with that one, but in
still
that
think she
situation, if you know,
Right.
I
We're
know
looking
you
at this
play
though with
well,
hindsight.
No,
We're
no,
looking
no,
at
no,
this-
no. When it happened, I said the same
Because
thing.
what if
I
what
swear
if
to God, me
that
too.
first play, what if that 4th and 3 play, he was looking for St. Brown on that one. What if the route is run perfectly? It's a 10-yard gain. It's a first down.
What about it?
What are we talking about now? Are
Yeah,
we
but
still?
that-
Are you still sitting there
that's
saying,
a
"Oh,
double
they
edged-
should have gone for a field goal"?
I don't even care
If
about
they
that.
win the game, no. But they didn't win the game.
And that's why we're questioning.
That's hindsight. But right? You can't
Take a breath.
You can't give them the ball back because you know they have a lead. All they're gonna do is bleed the clock in best case scenario.
Yeah.
Even if you stop them and keep them to a field goal, you're getting the ball back with 3 minutes.
If you kick a field goal, what are you doing?
You're tying the game.
You're giving the ball back.
Yes, but you're tying the game. Yeah, if you give them the ball back with the score tied, they are forced to push the ball on the field and try to score. If you give them the ball back with the lead, they don't have to do anything but sit on the ball and milk the clock. So, boom, I won that.
The only thing that I can say about
I
that.
did. You kick the field goal, you tie the game, you make them
Put
score.
your finger in his face.
You effectively ended the game by missing the field goal. Don't come over here, you motherfucker.
Get your put it.
Okay?
Get in
You
there.
ended the game missing the field goals because you let them
I
control.
wasn't there.
No, you
What's
did
this
it.
we business, Phil? You
Sorry.
on the team?
I'm just
The only
very
thing-
invested.
I agree with you. I do agree with you though. The only thing that my only like analytic point of view for this game is if I was a Lions fan, like how would I feel? I'd be losing sleep over the fact that we didn't kick a field goal at least once, because you have a team that not only are you like taking the air out of the stadium, but you're going into half with incredible momentum, and then just for it to flip,
Yeah.
a field goal changes that game entirely.
Yeah.
So wait. You're saying
Yeah.
going into halftime? They kicked a field goal right before halftime.
No, I think you're
I'm
talking
saying,
about
like,
the
they
first.
had it. They had momentum. They had the the Niners.
You're saying the
didn't
field
feel
goal
like they had
gave
a
the
chance.
Niners a bit of momentum back.
No, the field. If they made another fucking field goal, they would have kept
Right.
what they were doing in the first half. Is what I'm trying to say.
there was they were
field-
driving and
yeah,
they could have. They went on 4th.
Yeah.
Didn't make it. I
Yeah.
think you're saying the field goal there puts additional pressure on the 49ers.
Just one of them.
No,
I
the
think-
the first one,
No, I think you.
you
I mean,
go for it. The one that Josh Reynolds dropped,
Well,
you go for it.
Oh,
let's
dude,
talk
Josh
about
Reynolds
that.
should
Should,
be-
Reynolds be like? Will he be cut?
No, I don't think he should
He,
be cut.
I don't know how much he's making.
Man, I think
let's
he's
let's
getting
take a
death
look if his
threats.
contract's up or not.
I
No,
mean,
I
that's
think-
death
I think-
threats.
no.
But I was like, the first
He'll be
one,
fine, 'cause
I
it's
agree
Dan
with
Campbell.
Jared. You played like that all year. You have to go there because you
How
had
do you
to play.
agree with me?
No, the first 4th down that they tried to convert. But the second one, you have to be situationally aware
Yeah,
and know
you have to.
that if you give the ball back to them with Edward McCaffrey, with Christian McCaffrey, there's
If
9
Ed
minutes left.
McCaffrey's running the ball in 2024, you're probably in a good
It's
spot as a
sick
defense.
world. But you do end the game there, and you don't have to. You
Yeah.
extend the game, and you make them drive down the field and score.
That's just what I would lose sleep over. That
Yeah.
they lost that game.
Like there's
They
no
lost
reason.
the game more than
There's
the
no reason for the
49ers
49ers to try to score.
yeah.
Now, all that being said, Brock Purdy did something I have not seen him do, and if you guys have seen it before, then woe is me. He started figuring out how to run the ball,
He was
which he has
definitely
not done
more willing.
in his entire career that I've seen.
Yeah.
48 rushing yards in the second quarter, including some big third down runs
Yeah.
that converted for a first. Look, he may have been the last pick in the draft, but you got to give him credit where credit's due. He really figured out a way, to pull him back. Granted, there was that Ayuk catch near the goal line that should have been a pick, but ended up not being it.
Well,
That
sucks.
they had some fluky stuff happen, but
I mean, Purdy's 40 time, though.
you go for it.
Sorry. I mean, he was the slowest quarterback in any of the 2 games.
He got his swagger back.
Yeah, he actually was slower than Goff, but he discovered it.
Yep.
And, man, I tell you what, he looked good.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
It's probably not important then.
Yeah, probably not.
My only Niners take is Kyle Shanahan. I don't know the exact number, but Kyle Shanahan was like 0-63 when trailing at half. He's now 2-63 or something like that.
No. The exact stat was he was 1-31.
Thank you. That's
when
what it is.
trailing heading into the fourth quarter.
Oh, wow.
But
But
they were
there's a 1.5
tied.
too.
They were tied at the half. Or at the third quarter, 24-24.
Yeah, but there's a half stat with Kyle Shanahan.
look it
Basically,
up
what I'm trying to say is that Kyle Shanahan, the way to beat Kyle Shanahan was to be winning at half at least, or having a lead in general against Kyle Shanahan in the second half of the game was crucial. And now he's done it twice in back-to-back playoff games where he's come back from. If it wasn't like a statistical or like a scoreboard huge deficit, it was like an energy deficit too. So I don't know. Is Kyle Shanahan unlocked? Kind of pisses me off. Kind of scares me a little bit. Like, has he figured out how to like climb out of holes?
Yeah.
Well, I think he, honestly, I think he really called a great second half.
Yeah.
They figured something out in the locker room, but I think the 3 of us all agreed on one point, and that was we felt like the Lions were sure victors if Debo didn't play. Debo is still a separator.
Yeah.
The fact that he's on that field, you have to account for him. And so even some of Purdy's runs, I felt like there was somebody spying Debo instead of spying the quarterback.
I still feel like that game was lost by the Lions.
Yeah.
There was some fluky stuff coming out of the
Yeah.
half.
So much. They just couldn't reel it in. They needed a timeout.
I wasn't impressed by the 49ers. Their defense didn't look impressive to me. The halftime kind of saved their bacon a little bit, and you get a lucky bounce here and there in the second half. But that's the reason to me.
Yeah.
The field goal stops the bleeding, and you kind of reset there.
Yes.
You have to take it. But I mean, we'll talk about the Super Bowl later, but
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'm not too enthused by the 49ers right now.
yeah. And I'm not going into next season either. I don't think I'm taking any of these guys at their ADP unless I'm getting
But they
like
don't-
CMC up
I mean-
top. That's it.
49ers made it to the Super Bowl. I don't think they were impressive the game before against Green Bay. I think it was fluky. They got
They
lucky
could have
there.
fucking lost that one too.
Yeah, I think you're right that they didn't look impressive. Maybe they had more impressive in the second half. I don't know that I've ever felt as unsettled about a team going into the Super Bowl than the 49ers.
I have.
I mean, it does show you what Purdy can do with an elbow.
was it
So
your-
I have a
I
question.
think
Yeah.
last year could have been.
Yeah.
Last year could have been played different if Purdy had an elbow.
I have a question.
Oh, bullshit. First of all, I actually was doing that in a lot of my group
At
chats.
halftime.
Oh,
you
dude.
said it.
Oh, yeah. I said that in every group chat.
Let's be fair. If Purdy doesn't tear his UCL, I think the Eagles still win that game.
Oh, thank you. Good. I'm full of shit. No, fuck off. I just had an eye roll,
What,
too.
you mean
And I,
using
like,
a
took him
backup
back.
tight end as a quarterback?
Wasn't
Doesn't work.
McCaffrey playing quarterback for an entire series?
He was.
I have a
The
question.
end of the game when there was no... That was
Hey.
a pass.
Go ahead.
Travis Kelce.
Wow.
We talked about how much of like
Wait, we're still on the other game.
a
Yeah, we
dip,
should do
No,
fantasy.
we went in.
a dip. Oh, okay.
We'll
Never
get-
mind. Sorry, I was
let's go.
gonna.
No, let's go.
Well, should we
Let's
do
talk about-
fantasy for NFC? And then
I mean,
go AFC.
Well, we
then
probably
AFC
shouldn't just
fantasy?
talk about it like that.
Oh, it's okay.
Hey, let's discuss
Hey,
the
we're-
format of the show
okay.
right now.
Hey, we're raw.
All right, we're
While
raw,
here,
rugged,
let's figure
rough.
out what's next.
All right,
Raw
yeah.
dog
So
in the show.
fantasy implications, if you will.
I will tell you one guy that I saw Detroit start to use down the stretch who got 2 touchdowns in this game and I think is going to be a big factor for them. He's going to be, at worst, their number 3 receiver next season, and that's Jamison Williams. Came out, I think he's tore his ACL in the national championship game, was drafted number 12 by the Lions.
Then what?
Sat out basically his entire shut up. Sat out basically his entire rookie year. Came back, played this year, slowly came on, and was a big factor for them in this game.
Yeah.
So if I'm a Lions fan, I'm also feeling pretty good about having a team that has Jared Goff at quarterback, who we talked about last week, is not a guy who makes a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, he didn't lose this game.
Having a running back tandem of Montgomery and Gibbs, Laporta, having St. Brown, having Williams, having Josh Reynolds going into free agency, so you say goodbye to him. There's a lot of good things to feel about this team.
Is there somebody on that offense you don't want going into next season?
If he's back, Josh Reynolds.
I don't want Monty.
Anthony Ferkster.
I still, why not?
I just think
He still play. I think he had
yeah.
more rush yards than Gibbs.
Well, I can explain it a little bit. So with
I
Monty,
mean, he's on the team.
Hey, dickweeds.
stop holding hands under the table and let me talk. God dang it.
Above the table.
Love is love.
Yeah.
So Monty, I'm really big on, like, if I hit on a fantasy player, I'm thinking to zig instead of zag. So with Monty and being a Monty owner, he has a concrete spot on that offense. But there was like painstakingly, there was like dips in the season where like he was either getting hurt
Well,
or
he was just hurt.
They tried to get Gibbs in as the
Well,
forefront
that
running
Montgomery
back.
thing goes back to his time with the Bears. He was hurt quite a bit with them as well, so it's not really anything new on that part.
It's just like a superstition of mine that like he did very well. He did exactly what we talked about in the last offseason for the podcast. Like he had the role, he had the rushing touchdowns. He was their guy in crunch time when they needed something to happen, and that proved evident in this playoff game too. I just don't know. I don't know if it can be repeated.
He's gonna be such a good value though.
He's got. Is he
I
though?
mean,
He was
Because
a good value this year.
I don't
I don't
but
think he's going to be a good
people-
value next year.
Yeah.
I think he will. I think
people
people
saw
are
the
going to be
touchdowns.
thinking like.
Well,
I
I
think
think
people are
with-
going to be on the Gibbs train from the fucking start.
That's true too, though.
I think it's going to be all about Gibbs. I think
Yeah.
you're going to get him
I mean, I
cheap.
get your take though, because like if you're in a dynasty league and you have him, Montgomery might be worth a trade. You might get
Yeah.
more for him
I
in the
would.
offseason because he's still got 10 touchdowns.
Well,
And
he's
he's
still.
got-
They can't
he's got his
cut him
contract,
because
too.
of the dead money next year.
No,
So.
Yeah.
he's got dead money, and honestly, I think Detroit, even the year before when they had,
Jamal Williams.
they proved they like to use two backs.
I just think his.
He's a lot more viable than Jamal Williams.
I think so too. His ceiling is
It's that.
super low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Ceiling is super low. Like I'm watching that game,
Don't see
sweating
it.
out, like hoping that he gets 60 yards and a touchdown each game.
I don't know how you think that. They want to run the ball. They're going to continue to have that identity.
but the truth with Gibbs is kind of there.
Gibbs is not going to rush the ball as a bell cow. He's going to still get majority of carries.
They flip a coin on who's getting in the end zone now at the end of the season.
That's true, but
That
he's going to get the majority of the workload.
I mean,
think
but
he'll-
he is
next year.
He's 5'9", 200 pounds. So like Gibbs.
Yeah.
So like, is he a full? Is he?
Yeah.
bell
I think it
cow?
really depends on where he's going. Like when you start doing,
course.
your mock
Yeah.
drafts and stuff. But
Yeah, Dynasty League. Would you trade Jahmyr Gibbs for Calvin Ridley?
No.
no, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Who did that? You know somebody?
Yeah, I do. I do actually.
Okay.
Rocky, anybody?
No, I don't. Did we do that? Because I
At our rookie draft,
Oh,
you're
no,
like,
no.
I don't want the second overall pick. I'll
Yeah.
give you it for Calvin Ridley, and I said deal.
yeah, I didn't want Gibbs.
Deal,
And
sign
I,
it, do it.
I didn't want Gibbs, and I'll stand behind that.
I didn't
It
want
was-
the Gibbs.
It looks bad, but I just don't like that size running back. They scare me.
He's big on
It's
size.
just something about Gibbs that I
This
don't
guy's all
like.
about size.
I like more.
Size.
He likes
You know,
girth.
guys like Christian McCaffrey, Rex Burkhead, those are my guys. But
My
like,
favorite
Yeah.
kind of running back
Yeah.
is Derrick Henry. He's my favorite.
That's your
by far,
favorite?
yeah.
Large.
Yeah, just as
No,
big as they
it's
can get.
big.
Right, Rocky?
It's probably a lot
Slide.
of truth to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
There's
Barely
probably a lot of
fits
truth.
through a hole, but he gets in there.
Probably a lot of truth to that.
head full of steam,
Yeah.
finds a way.
Okay,
Don't
we're
hold
making this gay.
So,
Okay,
so
so on the
Monty's the one I'm not targeting.
Okay.
Yep.
How about on the 49ers?
I think. Well, I'll just say I think the number one guy that though you would target the number 1 and 2, it's St. Brown Laporta.
Yeah,
on
that's
the
right.
Lions.
Yes.
Holy
The Laporta truth
Is the
there.
sky blue?
Yeah. No, those guys are worth their ADP.
I mean,
Hey,
show.
is Goff a guy that you
Yeah,
feel?
this was just here.
Who did we talk about? We talked about Mayfield, right?
Yeah.
Is Goff a guy you're willing to, with an offense like that, it's probably going to be better next year, that you're willing to kind of hold off on a top end quarterback and feel comfortable with him
Yes.
being your starter for the season?
So
Yes.
No rushing
fantasy-wise-
upside, but
Fantasy-wise, it's tough. It depends on who you're able to get with the earlier picks
Oh,
because
fantasy, no.
he's not going
yeah.
to give you a ton of points.
You meant like real
what,
life.
team building?
Are you talking about team building or fantasy? You're talking about fantasy, right?
Yeah, but he's
Okay,
like
thank you.
fantasy? Like, yeah.
You said that, and I was
idiot.
like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, like you meant like going into next
I
season.
thought
Like, yeah,
it
the
was
Lions probably bring
implied.
Goff
We're
back.
talking about fantasy.
My bad. That's
Yeah,
me.
fantasy-wise, I'd probably try to grab somebody a little higher than him, just because I don't
Disrespect.
think he's going to be more than a couple touchdowns a game.
That's true.
I think a lot of it's going to go to the running backs. I think there will be a lot of catches for guys like St. Brown, Laporta, Williams. but I don't think Goff is going to be that high-end top 5 fantasy quarterback.
All
Regression
fair.
to the mean for the offense, I think.
Oh, you think so? I don't think so.
Dolphins.
I think
Yeah.
they get better.
I think-
Another year, Laporta.
Well,
They're going to be dangerous.
If you're right about
Yeah.
Williams
That will change the
developing,
game.
like that could, because he is Christian Watson type, one route, really.
You got everything you want, though. You got your field stretcher. You got your tight end. You got your move the sticks guy. 2 running backs. I don't see
who
how
do
they
you guys
fail.
rank higher, Goff or Purdy?
Ooh.
Fantasy.
In fantasy.
In fact,
I'm actually
that's
taking Purdy ahead of him.
that's a good question.
Yeah. I mean, 300 yards is all that separated them. Almost the exact same stats, and you probably get Purdy later, so you could actually.
You think so?
I
I
Sure,
don't
I think
know.
you can.
I don't know, cuz.
They're probably neck and neck.
Really?
I think Purdy's name's going to ring a little bit more bells.
Especially after the Super Bowl.
Well, it depends on the game.
I think he'll
Yeah.
become a trendy guy to pick.
I'd go Purdy.
What's the situation with Debo's contract? Does anybody know offhand?
Being traded to the Browns.
Right here.
This is like the second year. He re-signed last season, right?
Yep, Debo Samuel is making $20.9 million this
Ooh,
year.
when can they get out of that?
Certified bum.
Sorry, 20.9 next year. He only counted for 1.08 million against the cap.
Oh,
this
so
year.
they pushed. So somebody's coming off the Bucks.
I want to know what their offensive line is going to look like next year, and then I'll take Purdy over Goff.
Okay.
That's, I guess.
Okay.
That's
So
where I would do.
everything we're locked and loaded on all the playmakers for San Fran going into next year.
I love Ayuk, man. I
Yep,
hate that
that's exactly
I hate
what
that
I
I
was gonna
traded
We
him.
were big. I think we
I
were a
hate that
little
I
bit.
traded him, too.
I mean, we were a year early on Ayuk, but not
Oh, that
really,
was, Steven.
because we were kind of big on him coming into the season.
I think that's one of the few teams where you could take either receiver and feel pretty good about.
Yeah.
Debo's run heavy.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to see that.
I don't know why, but I love Ayuk as much as I hate Debo.
Just like saying the name.
You just hate Debo because you're an
Yeah.
Eagles fan. That's a different thing.
Yeah, but
You don't hate Debo.
I don't know why I like Ayuk. He like hurdled somebody his rookie season against the Eagles. So, like
Yeah.
I got options,
Well,
but
maybe
I
you
choose
just think
not
he's
to.
cute or something like
Who,
that.
Ayuk?
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, it could be that.
Yeah, maybe. He was in the doghouse. Now he's not. A good
Is that
story.
a doghouse?
Yeah,
All right, so
good value.
on
Fantasy.
to the AFC.
Yeah, so that happened. Unfortunate.
I mean, that game started off pretty crazy because the first 2 possessions resulted in
I
touchdowns.
thought it was going to be crazy.
And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
here we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So much for defense.
Yeah, and then for the rest of the game, there was a total of 13 points scored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let me ask you a question.
I missed the over on that.
I know you never pin a loss or a win on one guy, but if you were going to, who would be the Raven that you pin this loss on?
The offensive coordinator.
Okay. That's
Yeah, you can't have
Neat
Lamar drop
take.
back like 40 plus times.
They
and
ran the
be-
ball 6 times.
Lamar had more receiving yards than every
What were you
single
gonna
one of his
say?
receivers, except for Zay Flowers.
Yeah, it's not that you just
yeah.
don't like
no,
Zay
I think
Flowers.
the running doesn't make sense. The fact that Gus Edwards and Justice Hill only had 6 rushes
And Lamar.
Well, you're underselling that a little bit, but yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But to me, Zay, a costly fumble.
Yeah, he had
and
some
it
rookie
was-
stuff happen.
and
Yeah.
he got that penalty. That what was it?
Taunting.
Taunting.
And it honestly continued that drive. I don't think lead to a score, but it
No,
took
that was the same
tons
drive
of
as the
time-
fumble.
Took tons of time off the clock.
It was.
Yeah, I don't know if I could blame the entire game on Zay. I actually am a big Zay truther.
It's really just one drive.
It sucked though watching because like
No,
it was a
'cause
lot of
on-
rookie stuff that happened.
No, there was a following drive where he got a roughing call. I'm trying to think what the call was.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike
that was
conduct.
it. Wasn't that the same? He got 2 unsportsmanlike
No,
conducts.
it was-
No, he had
Yeah.
a big play that went down to, I believe, the 10-yard line.
Are you talking about the taunt where he pushed the guy down?
Yeah, and that's the
That's
unsportsmanlike.
yeah.
They
That
were-
was
they
the
were-
same. That was the same drive.
Yeah.
Same drive, yeah.
And he spun the ball and he was like, "Oh, I
Yeah,
caught
so
the-
they backed him up and
I
then
caught
they
the
got
ball.
close and then he fumbled on the goal line. So I mean, effectively, it was one turnover. So it was big. It was big, especially
For
the time
some
of the
reason,
game.
I
Yeah,
was
but if Zay
remembering it as
catches at
2.
least one of those things, or if he does anything, he has like over 120 plus.
I just
receiving
don't.
yards.
I don't like
and,
that
and a touchdown.
you run the ball 6 times. It's like they abandoned the game plan.
Ooh,
How
I
do you
got-
not run the ball?
So let me ask you guys this. Don't look at this, Zach. Who ran the ball more? Who had more carries? Patrick Mahomes or Ravens running backs?
Oh, I'm gonna guess. It's
I'm gonna
Mahomes.
say Mahomes because you're asking the question.
Rocky?
They had the same number.
He's
They had the
looking.
same numbers. Oh, come on.
Yeah,
I told
what?
him not
a-
to look.
and I
I mean, he
didn't.
didn't tell me not
It's
to
a
look.
peek into the mind of
Hey,
this
he didn't tell-
gruesome
6
guy.
for
I
the
followed
Ravens
them.
running backs,
Someone
6
commenting-
carries for Mahomes.
Rocky's so intelligent.
Sir, so, you
No,
know,
I actually just mentioned the fact that they only rushed Hill and
Yeah.
Gus 6
Here's
times.
some poetry
They
for
had
you.
two like wide receiver pitches or back throws, but before you do that, shut up.
Not talking.
What I was gonna say now it's escaping me.
Yeah, fuck you. It's karma.
Last
It's
week
called
when we
karma.
previewed this game, the thing I was pointing out that they tried to make fun of me, I was saying that at the end of the day, you're asking Lamar Jackson to beat Patrick Mahomes, but they really asked him to beat him. You don't throw the ball that many times. Lamar Jackson is good in doses, working off the play action, making plays. You don't ask him to drop back and just pick apart a defense.
The biggest thing
You
they did
can't do
besides not running the ball is it's something that I think I brought up last week. You had Mark Andrews back. You have
He
Isaiah
didn't-
Likely, who's been tearing it up.
They probably shouldn't have even
So-
put the motherfucker in the game. They should have waited
That's
until the Super
happening.
Bowl.
I'm telling you,
No,
I like he's
yeah.
going to be the starter
He-
next year.
He should have been in there, in my opinion. He
Yeah.
looked right in the plays that you saw him actually run.
And
But-
Lamar looked his way a lot.
But
too.
the
Forced
way
it.
to beat this Kansas City defense with Willie Gay out is to utilize two tight ends.
Yep.
Then you're utilizing linebackers onto those tight ends to cover them. And suddenly there's nobody to spy Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
There's nobody to stop him from making the big play. They didn't do that.
Yep.
They didn't do
I
that.
don't know what the hell they were doing.
No,
I don't know either.
I mean, I think you're right. Browns
I know
play
I'm right.
the Ravens twice a year.
Yeah.
Every time the Ravens destroy us, it's that they run that is it 13
Yep.
where they're
Personnel.
running two tight ends and then he's free to roam. I couldn't figure that out myself either because there was a lot of one tight end, but I just didn't get it.
I feel like they're trying to make him win the game, and it's like he missed a lot of throws. The interception was just terrible, the timing of it. But I do feel like as a coaching staff, you got to protect the player from himself. You put him in situations where Lamar's in the game. He's trying to beat Mahomes. He's home. There's pressure.
Yeah.
Make the game like it was the rest of the year.
That sucked to watch as a football fan. Just like both games, that sucked.
Yeah.
I didn't want.
No
to
one
and then,
wanted that. No
and
one
then on
wanted
the
this.
other side, you got Mahomes 30 for 39. I
Yeah.
mean,
spoiler alert: the Chiefs did what they had to do and
Yeah.
got hot at the right time.
and even that
They're in
throw
another
to
Super Bowl.
MVS.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It was a great call.
His first
It
catch
was
of the
like,
season, actually.
I'm like, what a terrible, oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I hated the way Kelsey was catching those balls too.
Yeah.
It looked effortless.
That's what I was going to ask
As I
because
say
we
in
talked
NBA.
about Kelsey last week taking a dip. It was like, does the run through the playoffs now kind of change your view on him going into fantasy? Like maybe there's
no.
still something in the tank there.
I'm zagging.
is there
instead of
any
zigging.
chance that he retires with his brother?
Yes.
You really
Yes.
think
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
real?
there's a 100% chance.
Yeah, like
the
I-
amount of
I-
commercials he's
honestly,
in
yeah.
is probably
Yeah.
fiance after the game. I'm going Disney World.
Yeah.
Retiring with another Super Bowl ring.
I'm
going
telling
in with
you,
his
there's
brother.
no better way to go out.
Same Hall of Fame like ballot year.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
And he'll
actually.
First of all, their podcast is blowing up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
They
incredibly
even asked
popular.
us to be on, but we said no because
yeah, they
we
did.
just- it
Which,
didn't,
I get it,
Yeah.
but we're negotiating.
Come on, guys.
We
Yeah.
deserve our money.
Yeah, well, it didn't,
I'll go on.
Yeah,
I
all
wasn't
right.
here when that happened.
He's a podcast.
So where does Rasheed Rice fall in your
Ooh,
rankings next
This is
year?
a great question. He's up there.
Still top 25 as of right now.
No, he didn't bump up a little
I'd
bit.
take him around early. I'd roll the dice on Rice.
But what
he's
round
tough.
is that?
He's tough for me.
Whatever round he's projected, I'd go one round more. So like
That's
if
right.
it's 6, I'd go 5.
Okay.
That's-
But what would you think he's projected at right now?
7th round.
Okay.
Is that right?
I don't know what he's
no
projected at right
Oh.
now. Do you know?
Last
have no
question.
idea.
Last question. You had an answer to.
Look, he got you all on your toes. You think he had an answer?
I was ready.
I like him. I just
You like him?
I can't figure out if is it the other receivers suck
Yes.
or is
that's
it
part
that
of it.
he's truly as talented as he's looked? So.
I don't think he's as talented as he looked, but I don't think it's going to get really any better. And I think Mahomes trusts who he trusts.
I
mean,
think they got, especially if Kelsey were to retire, they got to bring in.
I don't even think if Kelsey retires, I'd still take Rice a little high.
No, but what I'm saying is, KC's got to get him more weapons.
Oh, yeah,
next
that's
year.
for sure.
They have to. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the reason why I'm cautious is I want to see who they sign in free agency.
Of course,
who
yeah,
they,
of course.
According to who's this?
Mark,
Mike Clay of ESPN. He
Mike
has
Clay.
Rasheed Rice ranked 21st right now amongst receivers.
So that's what round.
So
21st, so
So
that's-
who's around there?
So the receivers around him, he has DK Metcalf at 17, Waddle at 18, Keenan Allen at 19, Mari Cooper 20, Rashee Rice, 21. This would be round 4 in a 10-team draft.
Okay, who plays 10 team?
Right in front of Tank Dell, Nico
Bozos.
Collins, Devontae Smith, and George Pickens, and Cooper Kupp.
See, I take Devontae Smith, and then I would take Rice of all those receivers you just named.
Yeah,
I mean,
biased.
freaking the Steelers hired Arthur today, so I don't think they're.
Was that official?
Yeah, that's
I don't
official.
think their passing game's going to improve. I mean, my God, I can't figure that one out. I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised.
Someone's trying to play on hard mode.
Do they want Kenny Pickett to fail? Is it just like, hey,
It might
gonna
be.
make
It
himself
might be.
fail.
yeah, we are going to make you
And
suck.
bonus pick about Rice. Great fantasy football names too. I'm sure you can incorporate Rice in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you can. Rice
Yeah.
got cooked.
Jerry.
Jerry Rice.
Well, that's just another player.
Wow.
All right, so Zay Flowers, stud, huh?
Yeah.
Where's he
Correct.
falling?
That's a good question.
Right
You
now,
like him?
Zay Flowers, my God, is wide receiver 28.
Wow.
Wow.
No, I would
50
take
second
Flowers
overall.
over.
Value.
Yeah.
Wee woo, wee
Yeah.
woo,
Between
value.
T. Higgins and Jordan Addison.
Value.
I do like
come on.
Jordan
T.
Addison.
Higgins of the Cleveland Browns.
T. Higgins, unrestricted free agency.
Yeah.
Of the Cleveland Browns, he hopes.
Yeah, followed the Browns today, so that's the scuttle. Is that oh,
Uh-oh.
followed the Browns? Like
The
Uh-oh.
scuttle.
I hate that you said that. The scuttlebutt.
I was gonna say scuttlebutt. Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Welcome back to 1950s. We're going to talk about fantasy football here. It's Scuttlebutt.
Extra,
It's
read
Scuttlebutt.
Hey, it's scuttlebutt around
When
town.
did fantasy football come out?
Wow,
It's Scuttlebutt on
a
Travis
great
Kelce
question.
and Taylor
Yeah,
Swift.
I don't think it was the 50s.
Extra, read all about it. T. Higgins signs with Cleveland
When did
Browns.
fantasy football come out? Scuttlebutt.
The war is over.
No, scuttlebutt came out. What?
Fantasy football was like the 80s that actually started.
Yeah.
And the way we know it, where it's online, everything was late 90s.
Said, guys, hear me out. We're gonna watch the game, but we're gonna like track
They
it.
used to track
And
it
whoever
from the
wins-
That's 100% what they
newspaper.
did.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we 100%
You've seen this short doc, huh?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I was not alive then. If only. Hey, what was it like back then?
We had to wait for the newspaper, and we had to score it by hand.
Is that
It
actual?
Sucked. Yeah, no.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you chewing
we did.
tobacco?
We got the Monday paper and the Tuesday paper, and you actually added it all up by hand, and you trusted the person.
It's kind of like how you run your league.
Yeah.
Fucking loser.
Hey, I got third place.
What's next?
Hey-o.
Before we get into what's next, Chalkboard. If you're not already on Chalkboard, you should do so. Click the link in the bio, scan the QR code on screen. It is no joking around. It's a free fantasy football group chat.
So smooth.
A lot of fun stuff that we do in there. We do pick'ems.
Yeah.
We have an entire chat for Q&A, whether you should start somebody, sit somebody, bench somebody, trade somebody, X, Y,
Yeah.
and Z. Rocky's got his cheat sheets.
Cheat sheets.
Mark's got start sits. So
So
a
we-
lot of fun stuff. We're
Wow.
at 300 people. It'd be awesome to get us like 350. That'd be cool.
You mentioned my
Yeah.
picks.
And it's just an entirely free thing
It's a
that we upload
very-
in weekly. It's
It's
awesome.
very free.
Robust community.
It's extremely free. Yeah. I don't know what
Why'd
you
you
mean
look
by
at me
that.
like that as you said that?
Because I knew they were going to say something about my
I
choice of
didn't
words.
say
I don't
anything.
even know.
Robust.
Rocky goes, very robust.
We have 300 Jared Kings in the chat. And they're all asking each other questions. It's awesome.
No,
so
it's
you should
great,
do it.
yeah.
And it helps the show, so please.
You know, Jared
Please.
was the first one to give you a look about Scuttle. Okay.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
All right, so
I could care less.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
yeah.
Mama, why is grandpa in a box? Call back, nobody understands.
So way too early.
Way too early.
Wait, hang
what?
on. I do want to talk about one thing, though, that we didn't touch on at all with the
Let's touch on
Ravens
it.
Chiefs.
Let's touch
Put
it.
it out there.
Let's touch it.
That Chiefs defense is ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Ridiculous?
Yeah.
You know what this
It's
reminds
good.
me of?
No, they're very
The
good.
Ravens defense is ridiculously good.
No, you got guys. Oh my God, what's his name? L'Jarius Sneed,
That guy.
legitimately a top 5 corner.
Legitimately.
Yeah, he's pretty
Legitimately.
good.
Why are you doing
I
that?
don't know.
Well, the thing
You know
is,
Stephen
like,
Wise.
he completely
That's what he
he
said.
caused that fumble. Listen, that was the game, the play of the game, in my opinion.
Lucky
Yeah.
hit.
I don't think it was lucky. I
It
think
was
he
a little
was
lucky.
hand moving.
Elbozo.
His hand was
I
going
mean, he
forward,
went for it,
man.
but 9 times out of 10, you don't knock it
Bozo
out.
hit.
So, I mean,
Well, that was the 10th time.
We need the Lions to do that on one of those CMC
Nobody says
carries.
it's the
And look,
10.
one of the most underrated offseason free agent signings from this past year, Drew Tranquil going from the Chargers to the Chiefs. Tranquil's been a really big addition for that Kansas City Chiefs defense.
they're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like
I
when
feel bad for the Ravens defense that they kind of put up that effort and still.
Yeah, only get
They
17 points.
they
off the Chiefs is
care.
good.
They seem to really have carried
Well, they
KC
did. I
Most of
mean,
this year,
KC.
like
Oh, you're talking about KC.
Oh, to the storm.
Oh,
yeah.
and one guy, if you're in a league that drafts IDPs next year,
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hammond.
Kyle
Kyle
Hamilton.
Hamilton was ridiculous.
Yeah, he's
all
good.
Season long, all
He's
postseason.
good.
Yeah.
He's a player.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. He's
Do you
good.
have him
He
in
plays on the
our
Ravens.
Gen League?
No,
No. Maybe we could trade for him.
you don't have him.
I'm saying maybe.
Who are you going to trade him? Calvin Ridley?
We're going to make a trade right now.
Listen, I like Calvin Ridley. Next year,
I
I think
bet
he's
you
gonna
do.
be-
Scary stuff. Chiefs having a good defense reminds me of like Brady with good defense, or if Aaron Rodgers ever had a top 10 defense.
Well-
Like this is what we're seeing.
And I mean, do you guys credit Reed? Like, was this a great coaching job by Reed?
No.
Steve Spagnuolo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also
Defensive
think.
coordinator.
Well, I think it was a good coaching job by Reed because he didn't do what almost 3 other coaches did.
Yep. Took the points.
Just not orchestrating a game or like ruining it for yourself. Like he didn't do that. It's playoff experience.
I guess.
Yeah.
I think that deserves a nod. Like
I
he did a
think-
good
I
coaching
think
job
if
because
they
he did his
win-
job.
I'm going to
But they
call
didn't
this right
score in
now.
the second half, though.
I just don't think they lost the game though.
I think if they win the Super Bowl,
That's keeping the ship right.
that
I
Reed
guess.
and Kelsey are both retiring.
I don't think Reed's retiring. There's no way Reed's
Dude,
retiring.
he's got a. I mean, all those years with the
He's got a
Eagles,
ticket to the Super Bowl for the next
Yeah.
5 years. Why would he retire?
early years with the Chiefs.
Why not? He's got. I don't know if you guys saw after the game, all the grandkids running up to him, Grandpa. hugging
Yeah,
him
you don't
and
want your
stuff.
grandkids around that much, do you?
Maybe you don't, but he's he's a good guy.
I think he's got a nice setup right now. I don't think you
Yeah.
quit in the middle of
I also
Mahomes'
think that
career.
take was pretty crazy, and I also think it could be true.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The Kelsey thing
I think you
makes
quit on.
sense.
He seems to be the guy that will leave on top and not regret that.
Mahomes is
decision.
gonna be like, "Hey man, we just won like 4. Come on, like 3 more,
This
please."
is a good. I mean, I feel like he's eating something when he's talking like that.
He is.
Big Mac or
Well, real quick, while
You're
we're talking
hungry,
about
huh?
head coaches, how crazy is it that Bill Belichick became a free agent head coach and will likely not be a head coach?
That
anymore
is
next
kinda
year?
nobody
crazy.
seems-
I don't-
He wants too much control.
Yeah,
That's probably what it is.
yeah.
It doesn't surprise
Well,
me
that's
too
what
much.
Atlanta
though.
He'll get a
said.
job
Atlanta
next
said
year.
He wants way too much.
He'll get a
control.
job next year. Somebody will bring him in.
He'll be great on Fox.
Who do you think so far? And I know this is in fantasy, but who's the off-season coaching move that matters the most? Whether it's a
How many
coordinator
were there?
or a
Like
coach?
2, 3? Oh,
No, I mean,
coordinators.
yeah,
Okay.
coordinators.
You're gonna hate this because you're like, oh, he was from Michigan.
Yeah, it's
Jim
Harbaugh,
Harbaugh
for
taking
sure.
over for the Chargers.
Oh, they're
what
going
I
to
broke
this-
a day before it was officially announced last week. You weren't here for that, but I did it. That's the biggest head
Jared
coaching
Report.
sighting. So
They're
far.
they're gonna go to the Super Bowl.
Eventually.
Yeah.
This is the Chargers' year.
No.
No, not next year, but
Oh.
next 3 or 4 years. They'll go to the
Although
Super Bowl.
it did like
They're buying
when
tickets to the team.
Harbaugh was talking about our favorite QB Air Bear, and it's Air Bear again.
It's not Air Bear yet.
It's Air Bear again.
No, not yet.
You could almost see.
Let's see him throw a pass first.
You could almost see Harbaugh moving away from the stand as he was getting his chubby.
And what were you doing?
He's like all over, like it was almost like a girl, like, do you like me? I mean, it was
Yeah.
it was uncomfortable.
He likes him.
The affection he was showing about Air Bear, and he's Air Bear again.
He's Herbert.
Air Bear,
Justin, hang on, I got the pronunciation here.
Herbert.
Herbert.
Air Bear.
Like Sherbert.
When he starts slinging that rock around again,
He's
he's Air
slinging
Bear.
somebody's rock around. I don't know if it's
Wow.
going to be that football.
Dang.
Could be
One
Harbaugh.
surprising move from today, Ben Johnson, who was rumored for a lot
Yeah.
of different positions,
Good for him.
decided, hey, I'm going to stick with the Lions.
Good for the Lions.
Yeah,
Good for Ben Johnson.
He figures that the Lions-
We got
Fans may
something to
kill the
finish.
head coach, and he might get that job next year.
That's fair.
All right,
One more.
Super Bowl picks.
Going
Yeah.
on a fourth.
I'm taking and rooting for the Chiefs. There, I said
You
it.
taking who?
I'm taking and rooting for the Chiefs.
Rooting for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't want the
Two games
Niners
in
to
a row
win
in the
anything.
playoffs. I picked against the Chiefs, and both times I was proven wrong. I'm not going to fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. I'm not going to do it again.
Hey, I already put the bet in. They're at plus 100 to win.
Really? Wow.
That's
Yeah.
even odds for those who don't know.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Thank you, because I didn't know. I don't see how you can choose against the Chiefs. Like Mahomes, I don't like some of his antics. I think I was critical of
He's
his.
starting to cry a little bit.
Oh, he's a whiner.
Yeah.
No, I got a good take on that.
Yeah. Even the Justin Tucker, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Tucker
Weird.
took it and said, "Oh no, we were just
Tucker took
joking."
it.
It
Yeah.
didn't seem like they were joking.
There was some zest when he threw that. Some
Yeah.
sass.
What's up with you guys? It's football.
Yeah, no, it was a prick move.
No. They can't taunt anymore, Phil.
Don't move
Yeah.
my
Well,
ball holder.
Get with the program.
Here's the thing.
You're being so mean to me.
Here's the thing.
Do you like football or no?
Listen.
You always talk about
Hey, Mahomes.
Don't move my stuff.
But Mahomes couldn't move the ball because he's not a man. He had to get Kelsey to do it for him.
Sounds
because
like something
Kelsey's a
you
man.
would do, Rocky. Just
You
get
know
somebody
why?
to do it for
You know why Kelsey's a man?
Why?
From Cleveland. That's why.
Oh my
East
God!
side of Cleveland.
He's a yes man. Is what he
Mahomes
is.
with his little whiny Kermit the Frog voice.
he's a yes
you want to
man.
be tough with a kicker?
He does
You're
whatever
afraid of
he
a kicker?
says.
Move the ball yourself.
That is the kicker, though.
Yeah, no, I agree.
If you had to stay away from one kicker.
Yeah, I don't. At the end of the day, guys, I'm gonna say it again. It's Mahomes versus Purdy.
Look, Justin Tucker is not Sebastian Janikowski, so I don't know why we're all afraid of him.
That's a throwback.
Wait,
He
so
wasn't
Phil, are
alive
you
then.
saying? Yeah.
What am I saying?
Seabass?
Yeah.
So
Not the guy
Phil,
from
are you
Dumb and Dumber.
saying that if you had to take a quarterback to win a Super Bowl, it's not the one that could get you there and manage the game, but the one quarterback that you should probably try and look for in drafts?
I'm saying that.
Is this a Danny
Mahomes?
Dimes callback?
No, I'm just saying it's at.
Kind of.
No matter who, both of them have good defenses.
Yeah, but why get the quarterback and then lose the Super Bowl because the other guy's quarterback's better and the playmaker that can win the Super Bowl?
Like Jalen Hurts, you're saying?
Oh yeah, sure. Let's just go there.
What are you trying to say? I mean,
I just am. I don't know if you,
Wait, did
there's any
Jalen Hurts
evolution
win a
to your
Super Bowl?
quarterback
I'm saying
tape.
that the
Hang on, wait.
49ers
Did he win a
defense.
Super Bowl?
Wait, hang on.
The
Seemed like he
49ers.
did.
No, he did not win.
No, he lost.
No, he lost.
If you were gonna,
How do you do in the playoffs this year?
I don't know. We're having two different conversations.
That needed
Sorry.
to happen. I'm glad that happened.
Oh, yeah, me
we
too.
got both coordinators out of town.
What
We're
I'm
good.
saying is that
And you
the
also were on the
defense
couch
for
too
the
afterwards.
49ers, right, has not. If anything, Spags' defense has shown enough that if Mahomes is on the 49ers, I'd feel maybe they could pull it off. I haven't seen anything in 49ers defense that makes me feel like they're really gonna affect Mahomes. I think he played a better defense this week.
Yeah.
Well, and the
And they
crazy
didn't score in the
thing-
second half, but their defense stood up.
Okay.
And I think they have a better. I mean, Purdy.
I mean, don't you feel too
Lamar
like
Jackson, Josh Allen.
49ers
I
came
mean,
on?
I'm
I'm not really worried about Purdy.
49ers came on in this game, the defensive line, you definitely saw some Bosa action there.
Seen a lot of holes though.
Yeah, that prior to that end of the game, I thought they underperformed the San Fran defense against Green Bay. Against,
Yeah.
I just
And they got a lot of
listen,
stars on there too.
They do. They have a lot of
It's
star
kind of
talent.
Eagles defensey where like you
Yeah.
got names everywhere, but like
Yeah.
what are they doing?
Yeah. So it's hard to choose against KC.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
were one of the best games against best teams, against the pass this year, and one of the worst against the run, which is surprising
With
given
that-
the amount of names, the amount of money that's invested in that
a
front
lot of money. And a
I
lot of draft
want
capital,
plus
too.
money for the Chiefs right now. Sounds like
Yeah.
just sign me up.
Yeah. All right, cool. So we're all Chiefs then.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all Chiefs.
Smart.
What's the
podcast.
score? Let's get a little
Whoa.
spicy.
I do
What's
think
the
this is
over?
going to
Can
be.
you pull up the over under?
I do think
Not
this
the
is
over
going to
under, the
be
spread?
a little
Sorry.
Yeah,
bit.
I got it. Give me one
It's not
second.
going to be high scoring, but it's not going to be 17-10. I don't think that. I do think that the one. I think if
-2
San
right
Fran
now.
runs, that they can exploit that a little
Give me
bit.
27-23 Chiefs.
So
Just for the betting people at home, San Francisco's -2 favorite right now. Over under 47.5 for total points in the game.
Yeah.
I'm going over. Kansas City 34, San Francisco 28.
Wow.
Yeah,
so you
I'll
think
go
it's gonna
over
be
too.
Yeah.
Fun game.
Yeah. 48 points. Yeah, I mean,
See, I can't get to 30, but I could get to KC 27, maybe 27 to 20, something like that. I don't know.
That
how you get
doesn't
to
cover?
20, but yeah.
you playing the under?
Staying
No,
under
it's
barely
Yeah.
by half a point. Kind of like how Amon-Ra St. Brown ruined my parlay on
Chiefs are actually-
Sunday by half a fucking yard.
But
I
they're
think
plus 110 now.
He may
It's
be the
tough.
most consistent receiver in the NFL, though.
Not consistent enough for last Sunday. What were you saying?
They're plus 110 now.
Consistent. and wide-
Side
yeah.
note, I took
They are,
the
correct.
Browns to win the Super Bowl 30-1 and lost that money. Still, go with Thrive. It's a great company. I did lose that
You
money.
remember you were trying to tell me we were going to
Yeah.
take the Browns on a.
I took the Browns.
And then he saw the Texans.
Well,
just
then he
like-
told me the Texans
rub
is
him in the
bad.
dirt.
He doesn't like it, so then I backed off.
Yeah. You know, I did say to him that I didn't follow my own damn advice,
Yep.
Hey,
and I put
you bet
$500
with your
bucks.
heart. Bet with your heart, man.
$500.
Man,
And I lost
that's rough.
it. Yeah.
He could afford it.
Yeah, it's like you
It's,
lose a
it's
nickel,
dropping
but-
a bucket.
Is that the show?
That's the show, man.
That's the show. Thanks for
It's the show.
Thanks for
Yeah.
sticking around. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us
Comment.
know how our takes were. We'll see you next week. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials at GON Podcast. Any closing remarks, gentlemen?
There's always next year. Been saying that for 40-something years. It's always next year.
I've been saying it. This is my 3rd year in a row saying it. There's always next year.
Rocky AI will be celebrating a Browns.
Get ready
Super
for the
Bowl
Pro
one day.
Bowl.
If the Browns
Pro
win-
Bowl on 3.
Makes
Pro
no
Bowl.
sense. Pro Bowl sucks.
Hey, Jared's working the Pro
I am
Bowl.
working at the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
That's
Yeah.
that. I'm talking about the players. Pro Bowl sucks for.
No,
Newsflash.
Jared sucks too.
Newsflash, no free
Fuck
tickets
off.
for us.
Yeah.
Not for you.
Last year's AFC.
Not for you.
Last year's
We'll
AFC Pro Bowl quarterbacks was quarterback didn't have a team. Tyler Huntley and Pony Boy. That's it.
Pony Boy. Oh,
Yeah,
Pony Boy.
Stampede.
Pony boy.
Stampede. All right, peace.
All right, dudes.
Close the damn.